Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I've got some exclusive Battlefield 4 Flood Zone gameplay. I was able to try out this map at an event up in Redwood City EA headquarters, and I gotta say this map is amazing. What it features is a levee that can be broken open mid-match by players as a Levolution event which floods the streets of the map. So no longer can you just run through the streets as infantry, you have to swim around, and instead of jeeps spawning, boats now spawn, and so you have to take boats around the streets, and it just gets crazy chaotic and creates essentially the very first urban naval combat in any Battlefield game to date. Here you're going to get a nice bird's eye view of the map while I'm flying the Little Bird Scout helicopter. The map isn't too large, and I actually like this. It's very compact. It offers a lot of vertical gameplay. All these little houses and shacks up here on the roofs have multiple stories that you can go into. There's multiple stairwells that will take you up to the top here, so there's a lot of internal building structure which will provide some good shelter and protection from, say, dominating Scout helicopter pilots. Now I'm going to pop out here to try and steal the bomb. I realize there's Infi right there, so I get back in and try and destroy them there, because you can spawn on your squad mates in obliteration, which keeps the action going very, very intensely. If you've got a good skilled squad of players, sometimes it can be very difficult to take them out. Visually speaking, this map is gorgeous. It takes place somewhere in China. I'm not really sure where this city might be located, but there are a lot of flood zones in China. Could be any one of them. The rooftops themselves are just so rich with different textures. They have potted plants, different trees to hide behind, so you literally have foliage on the rooftops which have multiple houses, and that explosion there was just massive. Obliteration game mode has just got these ridiculous size explosions when you set off the bomb. And there's so many little crevasses here that the enemies can hide in, and so many windows that they can shoot out of. It's basically a city on top of another city, which again brings a huge amount of vertical gameplay to this map, more than I've seen anywhere else. And controlling the rooftops is just going to give you a huge tactical advantage, but it's not the sort of thing where it's very easy to control the rooftops. There's so many ways up and so many little areas to hide. Not to mention there's multiple air vehicles per side, so you can ferry passengers onto the rooftop, set them down anywhere on these roofs, and it just gets crazy on top of there. It's also a lot of fun raining down C4 on the vehicles below, whether it's boats, APCs before the levee breaks, APCs after the levee breaks. In fact, you still get amphibious APCs once there's water in the streets. You can also, in the conquest mode of this map, use an attack boat, which I will say is pretty hard to maneuver around the tight little alleyways of this map because the attack boats are huge. Now I've got the bomb. I'm going to try and take it over to this bomb point here. And I will say my team had a little bit of trouble trying to defend this bomb point. The enemy team was really on top of their stuff, and they made it difficult for us. My biggest regret in capturing this gameplay here is that I made sure to get footage of the levee breaking and flooding the city, and for some reason that file just never showed up on my hard drive that I was recording to. No idea what happened to it, but anyway, sadly I don't have that footage for you guys, as that was my #1 thing I was going for. But the good side is that you're not going to have to wait very long to see what that looks like, because the game is coming out on the 29th. My play experience at EA Redwood City was amazing. I got to play all the maps that are coming out, and I gotta say we're in for a treat. The map design has really gone up a notch in Battlefield 4. Not only do the maps improve visually, there's so much more detail going on, and the graphics engine has improved quite significantly, but the actual layouts of the maps show a lot more thought put into it, a lot more thought put into flanking routes and that sort of thing. There isn't too many flanking routes, there isn't too few flanking routes. It looks like they really put a lot more time to laying out these maps strategically. Now, in case you're wondering what gun I'm running, this is the M416. It's got an angled foregrip, heavy barrel, the Chinese red dot sight. It's also got a tiger stripe camo and a tack light on there. Now remember, the tack light is different from the flashlight because it only goes on when I'm aiming down sights. So when I'm ready, I can blind my opponents in a firefight. You're going to notice here I've sort of taken a back way up to get on top of these roofs. The enemy team had them hunkered down so well that I realized the frontal assault wasn't going to work. There's so many ways up that I was managed to flank around completely behind them, let my squad mates spawn on me, and were able to basically take them out and arm the MCOM from behind. As you may or may not know, every single map in the new Battlefield 4 game is going to have every single game mode available for it. So we're going to have squad deathmatch, team deathmatch, rush, conquest, conquest domination. We're just going to have everything on there. And I have to say that the game modes I have played have really been tailored very well to the specific game modes. It's not like Battlefield 3 where they just kind of cut off a chunk of the map and say, here, play squad deathmatch in that chunk of the map. And it's not really balanced. They've added lots of things to make the flow of the gameplay play out well in that specific game mode. Rush played fantastically on this map. Rush is one of my favorite game modes, and I'm really happy to see that it is getting a lot of love and care for the new Battlefield series, because I really think it has the potential to be one of the more entertaining and engaging game types, and I really miss the popularity of it from Bad Company too. So hopefully we'll see a nice resurgence of the Rush game mode here in BF4. Now you're going to get a quick little glimpse into some of the rooftop parkour that can go on in this map. You can really get around them quite quickly, and I just love the look of them. Like, there's so many different colors and textures and destructible bits up here on the roof. I see somebody on the mini-map and throw a grenade up there, not sure if they can actually get up there in the first place. Then kind of continue on here, and as you can see, there's a lot of different stairwells and ways to get up. Everybody on this team is playing Rush for the first time, so we're just figuring it out. As you can see, just pretty much every angle, every corner you go to, you can jump over, get onto the next roof, keep going, jump off a ledge, and in this part of the map, the levee has broken, so we're going to be able to actually jump off here down into the water if we want. And because we are no longer restricted to swimming only on the surface, we can actually dive down under the water. This adds for some secret passageways in the new map. So as you can see there, I swam underneath there into what was originally a garage, which was now underwater, and it gives me a secret little way up some stairs. This is just an awesome addition to this map, and they're all over the new Flood Zone map. So learning this map is going to be a really big part of playing well here, probably more so than any other map in Battlefield. Now, unfortunately, I've only been permitted to show you guys the new Flood Zone map on YouTube. It's a very cool map, and I'm really happy that this was the map that I was allowed to show you guys, because just visually it's so awesome, and it offers so many different kinds of gameplay, from boat gameplay to armored gameplay to air gameplay to infantry gameplay. It's just got it all. So it's a great map to choose, but I can say that the other maps are just so freaking cool. Two of my favorite maps so far are Operation Locker and Rogue Transmission. Now, Operation Locker is infantry only. It's infantry intensive. It's a sort of a prison compound on top of a snowy mountaintop, and it just plays out amazingly. There's lots of destruction in the environment, plenty of flanking routes, and lots of opportunities to use really cool devices like incendiary grenades for blocking off routes, trapping people in rooms, and kind of cooking them to death, essentially. Just had some really engaging, entertaining games on that map. Now, if you're looking for something that is definitely not infantry focused, Rogue Transmission was a blast. There's lots of vehicles, but infantry are not going to necessarily get overrun by them. The center of the map features the massive radio telescope, which you can drive an ATV onto, do a massive jump off the top. You can have infantry battles on the dish, you can have them underneath the dish. It offers great opportunities for high-speed chase scenes. I found that if you get enough speed, you can actually fly a helicopter underneath the dish and take it out. So in a pinch, you can try and get some cover from the air that way. It just gets crazy in that map. To me, it sort of fills the area that Caspian Border really supplied for Battlefield 3. It just has great opportunities for both infantry combat, vehicular combat, and every kind of vehicular combat. It's also got some great ranges for sniping. You can climb up on top of really tall towers and just get a massive overlook to the whole map. So those two maps really stuck out in my mind as having the most intense Battlefield moments while I was playing. And I really just can't wait to get even more of Battlefield 4. I played about 20 hours in 3 days, and I want more. I want to learn these maps. I want to play massive 64-player games non-stop on Conquest and Rush and just really beat these maps to death and learn everything I can about them. Now that I've seen them, I know that what we have in store for Battlefield 4 is going to be way better than Battlefield 3, and I love Battlefield 3. It's my favorite game of all time, and I really think that Battlefield 4 is going to top it. So I mean, I hate to be a huge fanboy here, and I've been critical about Battlefield games before, but I think we got something really special in store for us. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.